Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the evening news. The headlines. Both houses of parliament adjourned for the day following disruptions by opposition over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Rajya Sabha passes Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021. Health Ministry says government is consistently supporting states to increase and expand their vaccination coverage and pace. More than 45 crore 60 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National COVID-19 recovery rate stands at 97.38%. India covers 92.8% seeding of ration cards with Aadhaar numbers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures full support for development of Karnataka during his meeting with Chief Minister Basavaraj S. Bommai. CBSE announces Class 12th results. Girls again outshine boys. Prime Minister congratulates students. Prime Minister invites citizens to contribute their input for Independence Day speech. India's Ambassador Vikram Misri raises concerns of Indian students studying in China hit by crushing travel restrictions. In Tokyo Olympics, boxer Lovelina Borgohain enters semi-final of women's welterweight category, ensuring a medal for India. Ace shuttler PV Sindhu defeats Japanese Akane Yamaguchi to reach semi-finals. Men's hockey team beat host Japan 5-3 to finish second in Group A. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Both the Houses of Parliament were adjourned for the day following disruptions by the opposition over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Due to the continued logjam, both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha could not transact substantial business this week too. Following the protests and sloganeering of Congress, DMK, TMC and other opposition parties over the issues, the proceedings of the Lok Sabha were disrupted on the 9th consecutive day of the ongoing monsoon session. After the first adjournment, when the Lok Sabha met at 12 noon, agitating members of opposition parties again trooped into the well over the issues. The presiding officer repeatedly urged the agitating members to return to their seats, but in vain. He appealed to the members to let the House run on several issues like debate on COVID pandemic and discussion on important bills listed in the business. Amid pandemonium, the Commission for Air Quality Management in the National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Bill 2021 and the General Insurance Business Nationalization Amendment Bill 2021 were introduced. As protest by agitating members continued, the presiding officer adjourned the House for the day. Earlier, when the Lok Sabha met for the day, Leader of Opposition Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary said that right from the beginning of the monsoon session, opposition members are demanding for discussion on important issues such as Pegasus snooping, farm laws and COVID-19. He alleged that the government has adopted an adamant approach and it is running away from discussion. Mr. Chaudhary said the government must change its stand and accept the demand of opposition. After that, members of Congress, DMK, TMC and other opposition parties trooped into the well of the House over the issues. Amid the din, Speaker Om Birla tried to run the question hour and some questions were taken. Mr. Birla repeatedly urged the agitating members to return to their seats and let the House function. As the protest continued, the House was adjourned till 12 noon. When the question hour was underway, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi termed the approach of the opposition as unfortunate as they didn't allow the House to function with their tactics. Referring to the agitation of the opposition members, Mr. Joshi said these are totally non-serious issues. He said the opposition is not adhering to its promise and commitment made in the Business Advisory Committee.
In the Rajya Sabha, the scene was no different. When the House met after the second adjournment at 2:30 p.m., Deputy Chairman Harivansh tried to conduct the proceedings of the House, but unrelenting opposition members trooped into the well of the House and raised slogans over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Amid the ruckus, Minister of State for Corporate Affairs Rao Indrajit Singh introduced the Limited Liability Partnership Amendment Bill 2021, while Minister of State for Finance Bhagwat Karad introduced the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Amendment Bill 2021. After the introduction of these two bills, the Rajya Sabha passed the Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021 without discussion. The bill was moved by Minister of Agriculture Narendra Singh Tomar. As the pandemonium continued in the House, the Deputy Chairman finally adjourned the House for the day. Earlier, the House witnessed two adjournments over the same issues. When the House met at 11 a.m., Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu tried to conduct the zero hour, but the opposition members tried to raise the issues and started sloganeering. Amid the din, Mr. Naidu adjourned the House till noon. When the House reassembled at noon after the first adjournment, the Deputy Chairman tried to run the question hour, but the opposition members trooped into the well and shouted slogans. However, the House could take up a few questions. As the pandemonium continued, the Deputy Chairman had to adjourn the House till 2:30 p.m.
The Rajya Sabha today passed the Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021. It was passed without discussion amidst opposition uproar. The bill seeks to make the post of Chairman, Coconut Development Board as non-executive one. The number of members of the board has been raised from 4 to 6, as after the amendment, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat will be able to nominate their representatives in the board. The bill will pave the way to appoint a professional person as a non-executive chairman instead of a government official. The step will be beneficial to the coconut growers at large. The government has said changes have been made in import policy by shifting tuar, urad and moong from restricted category to free category for a limited period from 15th of May to 31st of October 2021. This has been done with a view to enhance the domestic availability and smoothen the inflow of pulses import. In a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha, Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said that the MSP of tuar has been fixed at 6,300 rupees. For moong, the MSP is 7,275 rupees, and for urad, it is at 6,300 rupees. He informed the House that the wholesale price of gram, tuar, urad and moong saw fluctuations during the past 2 months, but on the whole, the prices of pulses have been prevailing higher than MSP during the period. Mr. Tomar also said there is no adverse impact on sowing for these pulses. The estimated area covered under sowing in 2020-21 was over 13,755 hectares.
Under the Ayushman Bharat scheme, 10 crore families have been covered in the country. Minister of Health and Family Welfare Mansukh Mandavya today informed the Lok Sabha that now 50 crore people are eligible for free treatment of up to an amount of 5 lakh rupees under the scheme. The minister said the Ayushman Bharat scheme is 5 times bigger than much-hyped Obamacare, the health cover of the USA. Replying to a supplementary question, Mr. Mandavya said in the House, the government is promoting a favourable environment for organ donation. He said for the accessible organ transplantation, the government has taken several initiatives. The government today said the procurement of food grains is the highest ever in 2020-21. The country has procured over 869 lakh tons of paddy during the current Kharif marketing season and over 433 lakh tons of wheat during the Rabi marketing season 2021-22, which is the highest ever procured. This was stated by Minister of State for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti, in a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha. She said some state governments have also recorded highest ever procurement of food grains during the current year.
India has covered 92.8% seeding of ration cards with Aadhaar numbers. The states and union territories have completed the Aadhaar seeding of about 21.91 crore ration cards and around 71 crore beneficiaries at the national level. This information was given by the Minister of State for Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti, in a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha today. She said nearly 4,98,000 fair-priced shops in the country are having e-POS devices by 23rd of July. The government today said the Ayurvedic formulation Ayush 64, developed by Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, CCRAS, is safe for human beings. Minister of Ayush, Sarbanand Sonowal, informed the Lok Sabha that efficacy of the medicine has been proved in the treatment of COVID-19 cases. He said that in the mild, moderate and asymptomatic cases of COVID-19, people benefited with the treatment of Ayush 64.
Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has said that the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committees, APMCs, have been included in the list of beneficiaries under 1 lakh crore rupees Central Sector Scheme of Financing Facility under the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, AIF. In a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Tomar said that the APMCs will be eligible for multiple projects in their designated market area. Girls outshone boys in the Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE examination 2021 results announced today. Girls have done better than boys by 0.54%. The girls registered a pass percentage of 99.67% and boys 99.13%. The results are available on the official websites of the board, cbseresults.nic.in and www.cbse.gov.in. A report.
A total of 12,96,318 students passed out of the total 13 lakh students. Students from Kendriya Vidyalaya and Central Tibetan Schools Administration have registered 100% success. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya students scored 99.94%. Trivandrum has the highest pass percentage with 99.89%, followed by Bengaluru and Chennai. The exams were cancelled this year in view of COVID-19 pandemic. The results of over 65,000 students are still under process and will be declared by 5th of next month. With Dipendra, Suparna Sejia, IR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Class 12 students on successfully passing the CBSE examination this year. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi says those who feel they could have worked harder or performed better, they should learn from their experiences and hold their heads high. Stating that a bright and opportunity-filled future awaits them, he observed that each of them is a powerhouse of talent. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has also congratulated students on their Class 12 CBSE results success. In his message, he asked them to aim to be the best, remain curious and explore their interests.
India's ambassador to China, Vikram Misri, today said that a more sustainable path is required to address the current realities in a pandemic-hit world. The ambassador of India, who was among the speakers at an international forum in Beijing, drew particular attention to the plight of students who had been hit hard by the controls that the pandemic had brought on. He said travel restrictions had hurt the student community particularly badly.
I don't want to sound overly pessimistic, but I think the first step on the way to a post-pandemic world is to learn to live with the world as it is now. This pandemic may be the most serious one in living memory, but it should not be seen as the last one. It stands to reason then that we need a more sustainable path in addressing current realities and in facing up to future ones. A path that is not dependent on repetitive and massive lockdowns, crushing travel restrictions that have impacted students particularly badly, and an intense undercurrent of suspicion about everything.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Both houses of Parliament adjourned for the day following disruptions by opposition over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Rajya Sabha passes Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021. Health Ministry says government is consistently supporting states to increase and expand their vaccination coverage and pace. More than 45 crore 60 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National COVID-19 recovery rate stands at 97.38%. India covers 92.8% seeding of ration cards with Aadhaar numbers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures full support for development of Karnataka during his meeting with Chief Minister Basavaraj S. Bommai. CBSE announces Class 12 results. Girls again outshine boys. Prime Minister congratulates students. Prime Minister invites citizens to contribute their inputs for Independence Day speech. India's ambassador Vikram Mishri raises concerns of Indian students studying in China hit by crushing travel restrictions. In Tokyo Olympics, boxer Lavlina Borgohain enters semi-final of women's welterweight category, ensuring a medal for India. And ace shuttler PV Sindhu defeats Japanese Akane Yamaguchi to reach semi-finals. Men's hockey team beats host Japan 5-3 to finish second in Group A. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the evening news on All India Radio. More than 45 crore 60 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said more than 51 lakh 83,000 vaccine doses were administered during the last 24 hours. The recovery rate is now at 97.38%. More than 42,000 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. India reported over 44,000 new cases in the same period. 555 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours. The central government has provided over 48 crore 3 lakh COVID vaccine doses to the states and union territories so far. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that more than 2 crore 92 lakh unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered to the beneficiaries. It assured that more than 71 lakh 16,000 vaccine doses will be received by the states and union territories in the coming days.
The Health Ministry today said the government is consistently supporting the states to increase and expand their vaccination coverage along with the pace of the vaccination. It said the government is providing 75% of COVID vaccines to the states free of cost for vaccination of adult population. The ministry clarified that some media reports alleging slow pace of COVID-19 vaccination drive in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are misleading. It said the news report is misleading as it takes into account the average daily vaccination rate from the beginning of the COVID-19 vaccination drive in order to show a low rate of vaccination, and then further uses this number to claim that the states will take many years to complete the vaccination drive for its citizens. The government has released 8,257.88 crore to the states and union territories towards the India COVID-19 Emergency Response and Health System Preparedness Package during 2020-21. Similarly, 1,113.21 crore rupees was released during the financial year 2019-20. This was stated by Minister State for Health and Family Welfare Dr. Bharti Pawar in a written reply in the Lok Sabha. She said 23,123 crore rupees was approved by the Cabinet under the India COVID-19 Emergency Response and Health System Preparedness Package Phase 2 to be implemented from 1st July 2021 to 31st March 2022. This includes 15,000 crore as central component and 8,123 crore as state component.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today visited the Bharat Biotech Limited, a COVID vaccine manufacturer in Hyderabad this afternoon, and interacted with the scientists. Speaking after visiting the biosafety laboratories, the Vice President said the country is in the forefront in biotech and pharma sectors due to the domestic manufacturers like Bharat Biotech, which came to the rescue of people by developing COVID vaccines. Recalling that about 45 crore people have been vaccinated, he exuded confidence that all citizens will be vaccinated by the end of this year. He asked people to continue to follow COVID-appropriate behavior, which include wearing a mask, sanitizing, and maintaining physical distance besides getting vaccinated. He appreciated the services of BBL scientists. In news just in, India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage has achieved the landmark milestone of 46 crore today. Union Health Ministry said more than 44,38,000 vaccine doses administered today till 7 p.m. The new phase of universalization of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from the 21st of last month.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today met Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj S. Bommai in New Delhi. Mr. Modi said in a tweet that he conveyed best wishes as Mr. Bommai begins a new journey for Karnataka's progress. He assured full support for the development of Karnataka. The Postal Department has made a special arrangement for handling of Rakhi mail. Special posting counters are being set up in 34 important post offices of Delhi.
India and the US today signed the second amendment to the Statement of Guiding Principles on Triangular Cooperation for Global Development. The SGP agreement, signed in November 2014, underscores the contribution of India-US partnership to global stability and prosperity. It provides a framework for promoting cooperation between the two countries to meet the developmental aspirations of partner countries, particularly in Asia and Africa. It extends the validity of the SGP agreement up to 2026. Under the agreement, India and the US will continue to offer capacity-building assistance to partner countries in multiple sectors, focusing primarily on agriculture, regional connectivity, trade and investments, nutrition, health, clean and renewable energy, and women empowerment. The agreement helps fulfill the joint commitment of both the nations to work together and leverage their combined capacities to provide demand-driven development partnership.
In Tokyo Olympics, Indian girls hooked the attention of the sports lovers. India's ace shuttler PV Sindhu stormed into the semi-final of Tokyo Olympics, blowing away Akane Yamaguchi of Japan in a blood-curdling encounter by 21-13 and 22-20. Boxer Lavlina Borgohain ensured a medal for India today. She entered into the semi-finals of women's welterweight category, defeating Chen Nian-Chin of Chinese Taipei 4-1. Expressing happiness over her victory, Lavlina said she will now focus to win the gold medal.
मेडल तो एक ही होता है, गोल्ड ही होता है, तो उसी के लिए अभी तैयारी करना है मुझे. नेक्स्ट सेमीफाइनल का प्लानिंग करना है, कैसे क्या किया जाए, कैसे के साथ फाइट किया जाए. बस मैं वही सोच रही थी कि मुझे फ्री होकर स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना है. पूरा इंडिया मेरे लिए प्रे कर रहा है, मुझे पता है, तो मुझे खुद को विश्वास रखना है और मुझे बस अपना 100% देना है.
Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has praised Lavlina for her achievement.
जो भारत का एक और मेडल पक्का हुआ है, मैं तो यही कहूंगा 130 करोड़ भारतीय शुभकामनाएं भेजते हैं कि आप गोल्ड मेडल जीत कर आए और देश को आपसे बहुत सारी उम्मीदें हैं और बाकी भी जितने इवेंट्स हमारे बचते हैं उसमें हमारे खिलाड़ी शानदार प्रदर्शन करें, ऐसी हमारी उम्मीद है.
Indian men's hockey team beat host Japan by 5-3 in a thrilling Pool A group match. In women's hockey also, India won Pool A group match, defeating Ireland 1-0, keeping its hopes alive in the Olympics. For India, Navneet Kaur struck at 57th minute, scoring the lone goal of the match. However, world number 1 archer Deepika Kumari's quest for an Olympic medal ended in a heartbreak for the third time as she surrendered tamely to Korean top seed An San in straight sets in the quarterfinals. An San wrapped up the women's individual match 6-0 in less than 6 minutes. In the biggest upset in Tokyo Olympics, one of the prominent players of the tennis world, Novak Djokovic of Serbia, was beaten by Germany's Alexander Zverev 1-6, 6-3, 6-1 in the semi-final clash of the men's singles. In golf, Anirban Lahiri and Udayan Mani will be taking aims in men's individual stroke play round 3. In equestrian, Fawad Mirza will be seen in action tomorrow. Listeners from across the country are participating in the Olympic quiz with AIR News. Listeners have emailed us their replies in huge numbers. Rahul Kashyap of Shimla in Himachal Pradesh was the first to send the correct answer of the question of 29th of July. Many congratulations to him from the entire team of AIR News. Speaking to AIR News, Rahul expressed his happiness on winning the Olympic quiz and wished the Indian Olympic contingent the best for Tokyo Olympics.
मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई कि मुझे आकाशवाणी समाचार के स्पोर्ट्स स्कैन कार्यक्रम के क्विज का विजेता घोषित किया गया, जिसके लिए मैं आकाशवाणी समाचार का धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा। मैं हिमाचल प्रदेश राज्य की ओर से ओलंपिक में भाग लेने वाले सभी खिलाड़ियों को शुभकामनाएं देना चाहूँगा और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि सभी खिलाड़ी अपने अपने खेलों में बेहतर प्रदर्शन करें और भारत का नाम रोशन करें।
To participate in the Olympic quiz, tune into our program Sports Scan at 7:20 p.m. every day.
All India Radio live streams on News on AIR app are quite popular among the youth of Jaipur and Patna, as around 60% of the listeners of AIR live streams in these two cities are in the age group of 18 to 45. This finding is a result of a new and interesting addition to the News on AIR ranking measurements demographic distribution for top cities. Pune has shown its true cosmopolitan colours as Kannada and Hindi live streams of All India Radio are the rage in the city apart from Marathi streams of AIR. Pune is in the top spot in the latest rankings of top cities in India, where All India Radio live streams on News on AIR app are most popular. It is followed by Bengaluru and Hyderabad. Ahmedabad has made its way to top 10, displacing Bhopal from 9th position. More than 240 radio services of All India Radio are live streamed on News on AIR app, Prasar Bharati's official app. These All India Radio streams on News on AIR app have a large number of listeners not just in India but globally in more than 85 countries and 8,000 cities across the globe. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to experience generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will hover between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Chennai is expected to have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 28 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar will experience partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Jammu will have thunderstorm with rain. Leh is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Muzaffarabad will experience thunderstorms. Dehradun will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunderstorm. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be around 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 34 degrees. Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 30 degrees. Shillong will experience generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Aizawl will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Kohima is expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Itanagar will experience generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Gangtok will experience generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 17 and 21 degrees Celsius. Agartala will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Both houses of parliament adjourned for the day following disruptions by opposition over Pegasus snooping, farm laws and other issues. Rajya Sabha passes Coconut Development Board Amendment Bill 2021. Health Ministry says government is consistently supporting states to increase and expand their vaccination coverage and pace. India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage achieves landmark milestone of 46 crore. National COVID-19 recovery rate stands at 97.38%. India covers 92.8% seeding of ration cards with Aadhaar numbers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures full support for development of Karnataka during his meeting with Chief Minister Basavaraj S. Bommai. CBSE announces Class 12 results. Girls again outshine boys. Prime Minister congratulates students. Prime Minister invites citizens to contribute their inputs for Independence Day speech. India's Ambassador Vikram Misri raises concerns of Indian students studying in China hitting by crushing travel restrictions. In Tokyo Olympics, boxer Lovelina Borgohain enters semi-final of women's welterweight category, ensuring a medal for India. Ace shuttler PV Sindhu defeats Japanese Akane Yamaguchi to reach semi-finals. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.